Good morning, guys. How are ya? You guys are all saying good morning. I love it. Hey, Chris, how are you this morning? Can you kind of see outside? I don't know if you can. It's snowing here today. Woke up to snow on the trees. Ooh, don't run away, phone. Don't run away. Woke up to snow on the trees this morning and heard the snowplow go by. So it's going to be one of those Sundays where you get snowed in, and I love it. I am all about it. So what's the weather like where you guys are this morning? What are you seeing? And you guys are up early. Good morning, Sandy. She says, how are you? Ooh, let me turn off these notifications. Today, welcome back. We are going to talk about timing. We're going to talk about a little bit more, expand a little bit more on what we talked about yesterday. We kind of got into this a little bit, which was about, I think we're good there. Hey, Barb, it's snowy there too. Nice. Candy loves the chats in the library. Good. This really gets me in the right mindset, right? So yesterday we kind of touched on, we went down a bit of a rabbit hole of posting, when to post. And as the questions come in, it really made me start thinking, oh, we should do a whole topic on this because there's more that I want to say, right? And really wrap your brain around it. Did I say map your brain around it? Drink more coffee, Sonia. Hey, Jocelyn, how are you? Jan says, rainy and cold. I haven't had to set a timer the last 2 days. Just woke up ready to go. You guys know that I'm a night owl. So this has been an experiment for myself in doing this live because it is not normal for me to be awake at this time of the morning. My body clock would probably not wake up till like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning because I'm such a night owl. And I've been training myself to get up now at like 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:15, somewhere around there. And yes, I feel the very same way too, Jan, that I start waking up on days now without even having an alarm. It's like there is something to be said about when you hear studies where it says that if you get up on the same time every single day, that it actually, your body will just eventually come in tune with it, right? And so it's when you get up at the same time. And they say that. Do you ever hear those studies where they say you should, be pretty much consistent? So I feel like my body's in a really good consistency place right now. And consistency is the name of the game when it comes to business as well. So there's so many reasons to be consistent, right? Okay, so talking about being consistent here. This is going to be a great segue. All right, has anybody here ever heard of the 2-12 principle? The 2-12, 2-1-2 principle. Tell me if you have heard about that. Rashonda says it's drizzly and it's 72 degrees in Texas. Is it really? I got to look up, what is the temperature here? I wonder, what is the temperature here right now where I am? I'm curious. I'm waiting for you guys to tell me if you ever heard of the 2-12 principle here. So chime in and let me know. Say good morning to each other as you log in and get going here. I still work. I get up from 4 to 5 every morning. Do you, Barbara? You probably feel so good. Okay, so right now it's 31 here. Barbara says she hasn't never heard of it. Okay. Michelle says never heard of it. Okay. This is something really, really cool to think about. And if you ever take any leadership classes or anything of that nature, 212 is the 212 Fahrenheit, right, is the boiling point of water. And what is so significant about that, Sonia? Well, let me just read something to you real quick. All right. At 211 degrees, water is hot. So are you hot in your business right now, right? You're at 211 degrees or below. You're warming up, all right? But at 212, it boils. That is the boiling point of water, all right? Then comes steam, and with steam, you can power a train. I want you to think about that, all right? A lot of times, picture us, our business. I'm a visual person. The illustration is there is a pot of water on the stove, right, in a pot, and we're simmering in business, right? Because we never really stay on the business long enough to really get it to boil, all right? So what happens is we don't every day we don't keep the heat on the business, right? We don't do the 2 or 3 things every day to move our business forward. And so we're just kind of simmering. We're never going to see the power, the difference between 211 and 212 Fahrenheit, the difference between warm, hot water and boiling water that is enough power and force to be able to move a train, to be able to move a steam engine, right? Consistency, movement, momentum. And so a lot of times we turn the pot off on our business, all right, the kettle off on our business, and we just kind of keep it there and it's not really doing a whole lot. You know what, when we go, oh, well, you know what, it's summer. I should just close my shop for the entire summer, right? Oh, I only want to make money in this month, so I shouldn't do anything for the rest of the year. I'm tired today. I really don't want to do anything. All right. So you turn the burner off, right? What is your burner set at, right? Because if you consistently do something every single day, it all adds up. You're turning up the degrees on your business. And what happens is this beautiful thing starts to happen, right? It just becomes more. So, basically step into all your business could possibly be. Don't make me get so far and not reach that awesome point in business where you're like, wow, I've done this every single day, right? I've shown up and now I'm going somewhere. So the 212 principle in leadership, in discipline, all those sorts of things comes down to, 212, the difference between, are you at 211 or below, or are you at 212? Because when you get to there, I'm going to tell you, things really start to take off, right? It is the tipping point. Absolutely. Pam says, my burner is struggling with menopause. Just do something every single day that moves your business forward, right? Every single day. Remember your why, and don't let things and distractions throw you off, because you have a bigger, do what you got to do. You do what you got to do because you have a bigger reason why, right? That is early. Holy smokes. So yesterday we talked a little bit about, when to post on social media, and I started telling you guys that one of the big ways that you can tell when to post on social media, a very basic way, because my audience is different than your audience, right? And we're also in different time zones, so that can play a big factor as well. So you should never look at somebody else and go, when do you post? I should post the same thing as you. No. And the biggest thing, the number one thing is you should post anyhow, because who cares about getting caught up in timing and all those little tiny details, which can be overwhelming to the point where there's a term, it's called, what's it called? Where you basically, paralyzation by over analysis, paralysis by analysis. That's what it is. When we get so focused on the stuff that we're not actually doing the things. All right. So at the end of the day, even if you don't even know, if you haven't even got into your analytics to even look at it, just post. You got to post. You got to be consistent. Keep the burner on. All right. Keep the burner on. So think about, when is the best times that my audience are showing up? Because the whole point of business and how to grow in business is to get your stuff in front of the eyes of other people. Well, when are the people most likely to be out there and on your page? The people who have, engaged with your page. Well, yesterday I said about going into your analytics. Okay. Drink more coffee, Sonia. Getting into your analytics, and somebody said they couldn't find it. So I actually went and I found it for you. So here is what you have to do. All right. This is where you can check your analytics. I want you to, not on your mobile phone, because this does not give you all the options for all the stuff that you're going to need as a business owner. All right. You got to find a laptop, or you got to go to the library, go on your friend's computer, whatever. And what I want you to do is, when you pull up your business page, right, and you see that banner that you put up across the top, right above your banner, it's going to say, and I wrote this down, it's going to say stuff like page, inbox, notifications, and there's one that says insights. So this takes 2 steps. All right. You're on your business page, right above your header, look for the word that says insights. And it's right next to your notification buttons. And that notification buttons, there's always notifications. It's like a little red thing that sits on top of it, a little red bubble, and it'll say you have 17 notifications or whatever it is, right? Click insights. All right. And then you're on another page, and then look right on the side, and you're going to want to click post. And then you're going to start to see your graph. And that is what you need to begin the beginnings of, when are your fans online? That's what it tells you. When are your fans online? Okay. Well, if your fans are online at certain times, then you know that those are going to be great times for you to post, right? So again, go to your Facebook business page, click insights, post, insights, post, map. Boom. That is your custom map of when your people are online, right? Maybe you've trained your people to all be night owls, right? Or early birds. We're all different. It's like right here, right now, this is a Sunday morning, which I'm going to get into the next thing, the overall timing, okay? Rashana said she used the 212 principle a few years back at work, because it's true, because it's a matter of fact true, right? Absolutely. So has anybody in here tried, or have you at this point tried to go in and look at your insights to kind of see where you are right now? And, look at other things, click around the other buttons as well, because there's so much information in there that Facebook gives us to be able to help us that you don't, when you realize who is out there, because there is a person behind this screen, right? There is a live person out there. So if you're just throwing stuff out and you're not thinking about the person on the other side, there's probably a lot of things that you're missing in your business, or you could be making better connections with the people on the other side in your business, right? Brittany says she's doing it now. Good. Awesome. Love it. Sandy says it's specific. So when Sandy gets up early, it's really early, right? So here's the other thing I wanted you to think about when it comes to the timing, all right? So you can drill down on when your people are truly there, and then when Sonia tells you to put your post out or do your lives, try to coordinate it. But we also know that two things. Number one, life doesn't always coordinate for everybody at the same time, right? How boring would that be? We all, just like on here, we're talking about how some of us are working on Sundays, some of us are not working on Sundays, how some of us are getting up really super early, some of us are not. Different time zones, and not everybody is ready to tune in because life happens, right? There's more life outside of social media where it should be, right? The person actually sitting across from you when you're out at a restaurant, they shouldn't be on their phone, right? And there's birthday parties and just timeouts when you just want to break from your social media. You post regardless. You show up regardless, right? I'm showing up regardless on a Sunday morning because I know the 212 rule, the principle. I know consistency. I know consistency for myself. I know how it helps other people. And therefore, I'm always going to be consistent. So you have to, number one, think that people are not always online at the same time. And number two, you should not build your business always around when you think people are online, because hello, you're the owner of your business. Don't set your business up always for somebody else, right? Like always thinking, yes, you want to look at trends and patterns and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, don't set your business up to the point where, man, I hate getting up at this time of the morning, or I hate staying up that late at night, and it zaps your energy and you're not the best that you could be. You got to do something that's going to, vibe off of who you personally are, right? It's like setting up a business and it being out of whack with really what you love to do. If you don't love to do it, you're probably not going to do it for the long haul, right? If your heart's not in it, you're not passionate about it. So you're going to be successful, more successful in business, the more you set it up so that it's actually working for you versus against you. Remember that whole question of, does it give you energy or does it suck the life out of you? Does it drain you? If you're at the point that your business drains you, and you might need to make some changes. Changes could be, maybe you're trying too hard on the timing part of it and you're showing up when really you just need to take a break. Just show up. But you know what? Show up when it feels right for you, okay? So overall timing in general. Now let's talk about that. There's what the analytics says. And then let's take a step back, because we're all human beings, as I like to say, human beings. And we all have the same week, Monday through Sunday, right? We all have the same hours in the day. And there's some things in life that doesn't change, right? Think about this, all right? So right now, this is Sunday. What are you doing today? All right, I'm up. And I am going to not do as much as I would on Monday through Friday, right? Or even a Saturday. Maybe the Sunday. Talk to me about what Sundays mean to you guys. Is it more of a peaceful day for you guys? Is it a day that you relax a little bit? Maybe you get caught up on your, on your Netflix, right? Maybe you've got it picked up around the house a little bit. So today feels a little bit more relaxing, or today you're going to get a few things done that, so I love Sundays, because you know why? Because for me, a big part of my life is sending out happy mail, junk monkey mail to everybody everywhere across the country and beyond. And so for me, I always say there's no mail on Sundays. And so there's no expectation for anybody else, right? And I'm somebody who likes to get it done. I don't like to have a lot of stuff like I owe somebody something. I don't like feeling like I procrastinated, right? Like I need to get it out. I need to get it out. And on Sundays, everything's at a standstill. There is no expectation, right? Nobody's going to look at their tracking number and know that UPS or USPS is working, because they're not. Because, we have a day. We have a day. So that, for me, that's my bubble of a day, right? And it's much more relaxing. I don't do all the things that I typically do on a busy week, right? Sandy says Sonia is more energizing than coffee. Well, I'm glad. I am glad. I think my shirt says today, need more caffeine. All right. Well, I'm here for you if you need more, Sonia. We're going all year long. If you're just new to this channel, every morning we're getting up at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and having a chit chat over coffee about business and how we can just, get our good business hat on and grow together. So Now, think about how a Monday changes for you guys, right? By the end of Sunday night, and I remember when I worked in the corporate world, I would have these feelings of feeling like, oh my gosh, pit in my stomach. I got to go back to work tomorrow. I hate it Sunday nights. I mean, is anybody else living that right now? Because I feel you, because I was there as well, right? But you get up and you do what you got to do. You get up and you do what you got to do, but still doesn't mean that you don't feel that way, right? Now, Monday, you're probably like Monday morning, especially if you got kids. Oh my gosh, I had to get my son on the bus at 6:30 in the morning, which was for me absolutely terrible. The bus coming at 6:30 in the morning to pick a child up for school. I remember Mondays were crazy. I had to make sure he had lunch if he was going to eat lunch today, if he was going to eat at school, if he didn't want something from home today. You had to get yourself put together after the weekend where maybe, you know what, you slept in on Saturday and Sunday and you felt this really out of whack because now you got to get your body back into that schedule again. You feel really tired on a Monday because you're getting back into work again, right? You're thinking about all the stuff, maybe the tasks that you had to do at work this week, all the stuff that you know that's going to be on your plate, how much you're going to be on your feet this week, what you got to do for your boss this week, right? And you're getting into it, making sure everybody's situated, the kids are back at school. Mondays can be rough, right? Tuesdays, you're feeling like, okay, all right, Tuesdays, I feel like I'm back into my weekly swing of things a little bit better right now. Dishes are in the sink from yesterday. I got to get caught up on them, but I'm feeling a little bit better, right? Come Wednesday, all right, we're trucking a little bit further in the week. We got to hump day. We got to the middle of the week. Now you feel a little bit better. Like you're doing it, you're in the schedule, and you're making it happen. You can see the end of the week from here, all right? It's not at the beginning with this big, giant mountain ahead of you. A mountain of work. Now you're in the middle of the week. Smile, enter a smile and a better mood, okay? Thursday, rocking and rolling. Friday might even be payday. Woohoo! I got to a Thursday. I know it's in my bank account. And you know what? If you were like me, living paycheck to paycheck, you know what? And you had a little extra left over, well, then that was a wonderful day, right? Because it's when you know you're getting paid, you know you're getting paid on a certain day, right? Like it's like clockwork. And you feel like, okay, now all right, things get deposited tomorrow. My money is right there for all the work that I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. It is upon me. I'm clearing up the week. The weekend is like, I can almost touch it. Friday comes, you are doing your happy dance because you are out of this place by the end of the day. The kids survived a great week of school, and everybody's home. Maybe traditional weekends. People are typically home. And then on Saturday, you know what? You're around the house. You might be getting your groceries. You're doing your laundry. You're doing your errands and things like that. And Sunday, we're back to the day of finally a day of relaxation, right? We know that life happens. And because there are people on the other side of that phone, just knowing how hectic, think about yourself, how hectic certain days are compared to others. For that reason, and based on what I just said, Mondays are not a good day if you're trying to launch something. Mondays are typically not a good day if you're going to go live and you're going to put all your fireworks into one day. Mondays are not a good day because I told you, people are just getting to the start of it. They're going to be lucky if they can make your live. All right, they're going to be lucky if they can wrap their mind around a new product that you got coming out, or a new service that you're planning to offer, or something that you're going to give them a tutorial on, or anything like that. Yes, people will show up. That's why we never stop posting. But if you want to think about, put your business hat on, the bigger picture, Monday is traditionally not a good day, okay? Less people open emails on Monday. Less people will watch on Monday. It is just a fact of life. It's a fact of marketing. Tuesday, again, not a great day because people are still getting into the week, all right? So if I have something important that I'm going to do, I'm not going to do it on a Monday or a Tuesday. Those are just bad days for people in general. They will probably miss what you're doing, and they're the ones that will show up later going, I missed it. When did you do it? Oh my gosh, because you know what? They're doing life, right? Because life is not social media. Even though we're on social media, we know real life is happening, all right? But you know what? Wednesdays are amazing. Remember that hump day? People are like, woohoo, the weekend is in sight. I have reached the peak of the mountain. I'm feeling better. Okay, all right, now I've got myself in this schedule. I'm kicking back, and yep, I am totally going to watch what, Sonya got going on tonight because I got some time to sit down and do it, right? So Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Friday nights, because there's a lot of people that don't go out on a Friday night, right, to eat, or they go out to eat and they come back a little bit later and they're sitting back and they love a good Friday night. Entertain me, baby, all night long, because you know what? I made it through the week, right? And then what happens? Saturdays and Sundays, people are home. So that increases our chance that people are going to be away from their work desk and more likely to be on the phone, all right? So they're going to be more likely to be on the phone. So Saturdays and Sundays. But once again, once you start to get close to that Monday, Tuesday timeframe again, and you get into the Sundays can also be low on viewership, okay, on reach, because people are already getting into their cycle of what they need to do. Make sure all the clothes are washed. Make sure the kids are ready for school this week. Make sure the babysitter's lined up, right? The childcare is lined up. Anything that they need to get done for the week. They're maybe working with their spouses on getting the schedule for the week. And so we have to think about life outside of when we post if we want the very best reach. So this past week when I did a live on my Facebook page, when I did a co-host live over on Junk Monkey Paint Company, right, with how to put posters on your furniture with my friend Kim, what day did I do it? Excuse me, what day did I do it? Does anybody remember? Jocelyn, I would still do it, but I would also know that if I want the best reach, I'm going to do it on the days that people are more likely to have time to watch what I'm doing, right? So you can still do a live tomorrow, but if you're going to do something like extra special, save it for one of those days that's a little extra special in the work week that, you know, people have more time to get on there, right? Debbie says Thursday. Yes, Wednesdays, Thursdays, always going to be your best days. All right. So save your good stuff for those 2 days, and just think about that, right? Think about you. If you're going to watch somebody live, what typically are the days that you have time to do it? Keep your business simple. Never get carried away with the analytics. The analytics can give you a good idea, but at the end of the day, I would never hold back from going live. I would never hold back from posting just because more people are on certain days. It just might make me think that, okay, if I'm really going to do something big, something that the majority of my people have been asking for, let me do it on a day that's going to actually coincide with their schedule. That's just thinking about them, because they're going to be sad that they missed it, right? So yes, engagement in marketing. This is not just me. This is just marketing overall, that you think about the flow of life and you think about what you put out there and do your best to have it coincide when you know people are on their phones and they're available. They're mentally available to watch something new, right? Chris has been into her analytics. Absolutely. Barbara says, I'm going to work hard this year on my new business and I want to retire next year. How exciting. March 1st, 2021. Oh, you can totally do it. You got a year to do that. You've got a year to do that. Work on your business. 212. Girl, keep that heat going. Keep it going. And you're going to find this summer. And, you know, the thing is, okay, this is how I envision it. All right. At the end of the day, you're only in competition with yourself. That's how I am. I don't look at what other people do. I blaze my own path, and I don't even know what I'm going to do, right? So your audience is always like, what's she going to do next? I don't know. Let's go to the Dollar Tree and do a dollar backsplash, right? So you're a creative. You got stuff to pull out from the inside. You don't need to look at what other people are doing, right? You need to blaze the trail. You are a creative. You got it there, right? So put your blinders on. I've told you already, unfollow other people. Especially people that make you feel less than, or you're not as good. You're good in your own way. And if there's something you want to learn, remember, everybody starts at day one, and give yourself time to do it. Don't just take yourself out of the game. Don't just take yourself out of the race of life, okay? Not because you're in competition with other people, but if you want to view it in this way, because if you're somebody out there going, well, there's a lot of other people doing what I'm doing. Yeah, but you know what? Apply the 212 rule here, all right? Imagine if you want to picture it like that. This is all of us, all right? This is all of us, and we're all lined up, and you're all lined up in a row. And maybe you do all the same things, all right? If you want to go that way, you can do it. These are all the people right here that make jewelry like me, that bake cakes like me, and I'm lined up with them, and they're all right here, right? I'm only trying to beat my best time, but everybody's there. Now, we all start off, all right? So you know what? Boom. The game starts, the race starts, and we're all trucking, all right? We're all trucking, and we're in our lane, and we're trucking. All right. And we keep going. And one step here, one step there, one run here, like one more is getting us closer and closer and closer to the goal. Right. But what happens? This person gets tired because you know what? They ran like this here. All right. They ran like this here. Now they're tired. They got to get a breath. All right. This one over here, this one needs water. This one over here decides, this is too hard. I didn't need it after all. I've changed my why. I didn't need it after all. This one here says, I need to take a break. All right. I'm shutting down my store for 2 months straight. Well, you know what? The person who is going, right, slow and steady wins the race, right? The person that is going slow and steady, think of it like a simmer on a stove. If you are simmering day by day, everybody starts, go on, find a race on TV today. Everybody starts at the same place, but not everybody keeps up. People quit all the time. People close storefronts all the time. People change their direction all the time. They decide they don't want it anymore, right? They just don't want it. So if you want it bad enough, you just keep the simmer up and you just keep going. Because at a physical race, you all start at the same place, but not everybody finishes at the same place, right? It's the person that keeps going the longest. It's consistency, right? That keeps that going. And it happens in real life. Not everybody crosses the finish line at the same time. It clears out. There's distance that starts to happen between people because people start to fall back, right? They lose sight or whatever. They get exhausted. And that's why it's so important to build your business in a way that makes sense, just employing simple strategy and simple truths and always remembering that there's a live person on the other end and you don't have to be anything fancy. And I don't have to show up here this morning in pearls and a business suit, because you can still give value to people without feeling like you have to like go over the top, right? And when you show up as yourself, my friends, it is so much free and it's so much easier, right? I am what I am. That's what I always say. I am what I am, all right? And you will find your tribe of people that feel the same way as well. And they will show up, they will support you, you will go on. And I see you guys. Last night I found a bunch of you guys going live. And I saw a bunch of you guys commenting and supporting each other and showing up on each other's lives. Isn't that awesome? To be able to come in 2020 and go, oh my gosh, people talking back to me on a live, people supporting me, right? My emotional support team is there. It's awesome. Jan says, I see it a lot. Some of my friends have quit or are giving up as we speak. Then there are a couple who have taken off doing an awesome job, right? And those are the people that keep their head down. They keep their head down. They don't get involved in the drama. They don't get involved in the trends. They just show up consistently, doing the work, because you got to do the work, right? If you want to make the dreams happen. I mean, that's what you do when you go to work for somebody else to make their dreams happen, to build their business, right? They're having you come to work and you're actually having to do the work. So if you're showing up in your business every day going, oh, I hate to do the work. Well, listen, it's either you work for them or you work for yourself. So you got to show up and you actually got to do work on days that you don't feel like it, even when you work for the mainstream companies versus doing your own creative business, right? You show up on days that you don't feel good. Heck, you might not even have a sick day and you got to show up with like a bad stomach and there's days in my past that I have worked that I should have been home in bed. But you know what? I didn't have a paid sick day. I felt really, really terrible to even request a day off because, you feel bad. Like, what's your boss going to say? What's your coworkers going to say, right? I don't miss those feelings. And that is one of my whys of why I will never go back in working in an office the way I did before, right? Ain't no way I'm going back. Those things you live through, your struggles make you stronger, right? So there are days that you have showed up to work for somebody else's dream and you have hauled yourself and you have got yourself there by the skin of your teeth. And then here's your business and there's no reason why you can't work today. And you know what? You just decide not to. That's the difference. Brittany, be the little engine that could. That's right. I think I can. Obviously, if you keep going every single day, that's a little bit of momentum. I have things that I'm working on behind the scenes. And, every day, like last night, I was working on something just for a few minutes and I wrote a paragraph and I hit save. All right. And it's not visible yet on my page because I got a lot more work to do with it. But I went to bed last night going, oh, I'm so glad I just applied myself and I got that done. Because sometimes we have stuff in our stomach where like, oh, I've been procrastinating. Like, I know I need to get it done, but it just takes a lot of my time and I got to teach myself how to do something or whatever it is. And you put it off. Well, it's better if you just bite the bullet, you just jump right into it and do a little bit. And if you stay into it, it's like you don't forget it, right? Because sometimes we put stuff down and then it's harder to come back to it. Oh my goodness. It's like that with painting even. Objects of motion tend to stay in motion. If I'm painting a piece of furniture and I put the brush down and I let it go for a couple days, it is so much harder for me to pick up the brush and go, all right, I got to get back to this. This guy is waiting for the whole new wardrobe, right? But if you do it, if you just start the motion, it gets easier and you just keep going and you get it done. Debbie says she's the worst procrastinator. What is it that they said? The first thing is admitting that you have a problem. That's all. Get a to-do list, get a schedule, write it down, because what will happen is when you start knocking stuff off that you're actually doing, small goals that you need to get done. Listen, a small goal today for you, Debbie, if you feel like you're just like out of the scene of like what you need to be doing, clearing a workspace up, right? Like even whatever it is that you do, maybe you want to go ahead and you want to clean up your studio. Just going in and having a clean studio today, setting your week up for the right way so that when you walk in, you feel empowered and just inspired to create, because it gets all out of whack and stuff gets everywhere and you can't find anything and there's no space to do anything. You know, set yourself up for success, right? Write things down. Jocelyn says that support does feel awesome. Absolutely. Yep, and dream the rest of the week. And then you have time to think about stuff. And yeah, for the following week, it gets easier if you keep doing that, right? Barbara says it helps having someone back you up, but mine laughs at me. Well, if you're talking about your spouse, your partner, that's probably what he or she is supposed to do, right? That's okay. You prove them wrong. I remember when I first started my business, and I mean, Matt was a chef. And so I worked during the day, he worked at night, and he didn't even know. I mean, he was working, he was busy serving people. And then, you know, I would call him because like, I think I've shared on you, we always go to bed at the same time. And so we've always done that. We've been together now over 20 years and we always go to bed at the same time. Like we wait up for the other person, always have done that. And so I would start work at 8 a.m. in the morning in the corporate world here in the US when I moved to the US. And that's when I started my business doing what I do now. So I'd have to get up at like 7:15 because I had to leave and get to work and give myself time to travel there, although I would push it. And then I'd work all day, come home, I'd work on my business. That's where, you know, I didn't know anybody. So I would go in my garage and I would paint. My son at the time was 5 years old. So he would come out and, you know, he could play around and give him stuff to do. And he would be right there playing with his trucks with the garage door open, whatever, right? And so that was so beautiful because I built my business from home. And then, you know, Matt would work in the evening. So when I was getting off at about 4 or 5 in the afternoon, Matt was starting his day at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, getting ready for dinner service, right? People come out to eat for supper and then they enjoy all the evening, right? And then, so I remember I would call Matt and be like, when are you coming home? Because we were passing ships. That's why I'm so thankful we work together now, right? Our marriage has never been as strong as it's been because now we're actually building together, building something together, building a future together, and we're setting goals and we're crushing them together, right? When you have something to work on with your spouse, I mean, this is just general side chat, that when you, you know, when there's something that you love together, there's something that you're saving for up together, when your spouse, your partner starts to see that what your business is doing is actually helping a mutual goal, it's helping move your family forward. It's making it a little bit easier on, you know, him or her because now you got a little extra money to pay the bills. That is a wonderful feeling, right? So I remember that Matt would be at work and I'd be painting furniture and selling furniture while he was at work. So he would never even see this happen, right? And then pull out the box. And one day I pulled out my little box one day, and that's what I started, pencil box, putting my money into. And I was there one morning and I was counting it out. Felt so good. Like, this is my money. This doesn't even come from what I do when I do my day-to-day job that just pays the bill and just gets us by, right? Count at my money. And it was so nice because there was 20s there. There was a crisp 50 there. And Matt's like, where'd you get that? Right? I'm like, this is my stash. This is what I've been doing when you have been at work, right? What a way to make a converter. Like, oh, so this is why you want me to stop for furniture on the side of the road. Like, now I'm seeing the benefits, right? Yes, babe, let's go get free furniture by the side of the road. So when you're tired, you know, and Sonia asked you, there's a reason. And it's going to help the both of us, right? Remember the first lawnmower that I bought for the both of us because our lawnmower broke and we had no money and our grass was like up to our eyeballs and we're like, what are we going to do? And it felt so good. Not that I wanted to buy a lawnmower with my first, you know, $300 or when I first got a grouping of money to be able to buy something significant, but it felt good because I contributed with, you know, the work that I was doing. And when you start to have those wins and you start to see how business can affect your family, my life has been severely affected by my business in a very positive way, right? Now, I don't think about like when I think about a future goal to myself, it's going to happen. Like, it's going to happen. Now I talk about in the present tense, when we go, right? When we get our new house, right? When we do this, because there was a period of time that this is the dream house that I was working hard for. And it took me years to get here, But remember that 212, I didn't, if you go back, guys, if you go back, even if you look at like my YouTube channel or my Facebook channel, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos, okay? I got better every single video I did. I got better at listening to my people every single video that I did. I listened to what they wanted from me so I could better help them, right? I learned what they did like, what they liked and what they didn't like. I learned so much through doing all that work, clarity through action. And I always had my eyes on, okay, right? This is what I'm saving for. This is my goal. So it first started as a lawnmower. Then it started as a dream house. And then you realize, wow, like I'm in control here. I can set up my hours how I want to set it up. I can do things that I want to do. And it's an amazing feeling. And I want you to have that too. And that's why I hope you're showing up every single day and getting the motivation that you need and learning the tips and tricks that will help you versus hurt you in your business. Because it's no fun doing it alone, right? You don't have to be the mom in the garage trying to figure it all out while your kid is there with you, right? Come along with us, be part of our community and support each other. Share your business page so we can all show up and help each other. And it is a beautiful thing. Kim says you're all lucky. She has to do it all herself. So Kim gets up in the morning and she has a board meeting over a cup of coffee and goes, what do I want to do today? That's not that bad, is it? Which, by the way, congratulations, Kim. Kim is over 500 people right now following her, the Queen of Posters. Stacy says that's where she is kind of too. She says she loves her hobby, but he isn't too helpful with what I do because that's your dream. Remember that a lot of times what we're interested in, and that's the spice of life. It would be so boring, guys. That's why you always have to look at it. You know, even when people in your life don't get what you do. I'm sure I have family members that don't have a clue what I do, right? And when I first quit my corporate salary job to do this, it was like, okay, you sure you want to do that? All right. You know, I give up a job that somebody would want to have. But remember, we're all different, right? And we all want different things. And I knew if I gave it 200% for somebody else, I could give it 212% for myself and be successful myself. So remember, when you start building your dream, you know, if the hubby, if the spouse, if the person in your life is not supportive right now, you might be just getting started out and they don't even realize that what you're doing, you have something big, right? Because to a lot of people, and I'm going to tell you that I am not this person that's going to talk to you about being the starving artist, because I think that's a bunch of bull. Okay, I'm sorry. If you're motivated and you're strategic, there's no reason why you cannot have an amazing career. You can replace a full-time income working from home in your pajamas if you know how to do the right things, right? If you're setting your business up the right way, which is what Sonya's going to tell you. I had a question yesterday, and she might be here today. I think her name was Jackie off the top of my head. And she said, but what if you don't have a storefront? You do business online. You do business like me from your garage. You start from your kitchen table, right? And even if you don't want to go the distance of having your own brick and mortar store, which remember, I almost closed mine this past year, right? I said, I'm going to keep it open for another year because when we made the move, we were going to close it and move it with us, or eventually it evolved in a different way. And our fans, basically our Junk Monkey supporters, said, no, we'll miss your stores. We said, all right, we'll keep it open, right? But do I think that you have to have a brick and mortar store? I will be the first person to tell you that you'll save yourself so much money, unless your dream is to have a destination, right? A destination that you promote for people to come to. But I am the person. And remember, when I started, I had a ginormous building. I think my building was 7,000 square feet, okay? I walked into a ginormous 7,000 square foot building that was an old general store, very raw. Remember, people don't care about whether or not you have painted plywood on the floor, because that's what my floor was. I strung Edison bulbs across the ceiling. I had colorful furniture. And when people walk in the door, I took care of them because I know that people won't remember the plywood floor, all right? The stuff that you think you have to spend a ton of money in, what they'll remember is how you treated them and the value that they got, right, from you. But eventually I said, I don't want a big store like this. I don't want to have to manage all this space. I want a smaller storefront and I want a bigger presence online, because I started to find my why. I started to realize that I did not want to be anchored down so much. Remember, I'm from Canada. I want to be able to go back and visit my family when I wanted to. I wanted to be able to, when they could get time off and come down here, I wanted to be able to set myself up where I could take time off of work and be with them as well. Because remember, there's more than just business, right? There's life. We're trying to build a business to have a certain quality of life. So never lose yourself in that mix. That's when you get burnt out. That's when you get sad. That's when you get bitter. And that's when you're over it, right? So I downgraded from a 7,000 square foot building to, I don't know, maybe my storefront right now and all the space might be 500, 700 square feet. Think about that, 7,700 square feet, because you know what? I grew a bigger space online, and that is where I put my time and effort. So you don't need to have a brick and mortar store, only if you want to, because we live in the day and age that it's an amazing thing called a smartphone and free medias that we can be on with socializing with people. When we understand that it's not all about ads, right? It's about experience. Oh gosh, it's all about experience. Kim says over 5,000 people have replayed. Very nice. And you always get more of your replays, more viewers on replay. So when you're going live, remember that you don't get caught up if only 2 people are watching, right? Because I guarantee you later, remember we talked about life outside of the computer screen? If you're showing value, people will show up and they'll tune in later. They might even leave watching on replay, right? They'll leave that for you because now they finally have a chance to catch up with you. But yeah, you got to set yourself up in business the way you want to set up. Who cares what anybody else is doing, right? And when you come out of the gate, when you start off, and clarity through action, the more you run the race, the clearer you get. I like that. I don't like that. I want to do more of that. I want to do less of that. All right. I really like this idea of doing this over here. We did it for a while. Maybe I change it. Don't ever get stuck in just because you tried something thinking that like you have to be stuck to it for the rest of your life. That's how businesses decline, because they don't evolve. The best businesses evolve. They grow and they learn to serve their people in different ways. They have different offerings. You know, it doesn't always stay the same, right? Business is evolving. It's moving. It's like, it's a living thing. It's a living thing. All right. And don't forget to water it each day. Kim says it was all because of Sonia and her wonderfulness. No, you're wonderful. You own it. You are an amazing person. But I will definitely say on that, and that's why I talk about collaborations in here, is that, you know, if it's like if I go to a party and you're at a party and there's a ton of people and you don't know anybody, but I say, oh, this is my friend Kim. She's awesome. I got to run over here. But yeah, you guys will strike up a conversation, right? Because there's somebody that can be the mediator into introducing somebody to another person, right? A lot of you guys have audiences that are similar. And remember, a candle is not going to dim itself by lighting another candle. All right. Think about it like that, right? You're going to light somebody else's candle. That doesn't affect your candle at all. Your candle's still burning strong, right? You're just growing a wonderful community, and people will thank you for that. So don't be afraid to collaborate with people, because a lot of times we will even have the same shared audiences, and people will be thankful that you introduced each other because you share common interest, right? Celeste says, Sonia, any suggestions on how to entice people to purchase large furniture pieces online, even though shipping costs are high? I would say definitely you're going to have to really build value in your piece, you know, really make it custom, really make it a piece of art, something that they can't get locally, right? Build value in whatever it is that you're doing. You know, you could do things with it like, you know, I don't know, you also get this included with it, but you're going to have to really think about putting the work into your piece, so that if this is your shipping amount, people are probably not going to want to pay this unless they're a super fan of you. There are people out there that will pay whatever it takes because they love you so much. You will have those people in your business. But for the general overall rule is that if pricing is here, do something with your piece so that if your piece is valued at here, they're not going to want to pay a higher shipping amount, right? Or even equal. You got to like build value. So do something really special, really custom with it to show people that this is a work of art. This is something that you've been working on for a long time. Take them along on the journey. And then obviously work on getting your shipping costs as low as possible, which I do have shipping as something that we're going to talk about in here, because there's a way to lower your shipping as well. But I would definitely have a mix of things and not just go with big items, because at the end of the day, yeah, bigger pieces, especially when you're talking about furniture, right? And I think it all comes to with like your audience, because we all have different audiences. For me, well, you guys know, I'm going to attract the thrifters, the junkers, the savers, I told you I was a coupon. I was a coupon queen. All right. I'm just one of those people. This shirt that I'm wearing today, I got it at Walmart for $3 2 days ago. Okay. Cause I loved it. I'm like, this is the perfect paint shirt. It says need more caffeine. Love it. I bought 2 of them. Right. So when I'm sharing stuff like that with my audience, I'm attracting people that like to save. And, same thing with my paint. I couldn't afford the first can of what I knew as quality furniture paint, right? Couldn't afford it. Eat this week or have one color, Sonia. And I was really sad that day because it made me feel like, I can't even afford like what's considered a can of paint. I'm a furniture painter, right? And you know what? I remember I was like at tears that day because my husband had drove me to the store. When I got there, I was mortified at the cost. And he saw I was upset, and being the lovely husband that he is, he's like, babe, let me help you. I'll help you figure out what is it that you want your paint to do, right? And then he was able to work with me to get the paint the way I wanted to get it. And that's how it came, right? Great businesses start off organically, a labor of love. You're solving a problem. And what I realized is that there's more people out there just like me that don't want to pay a fortune for paint and want to have more than one color, okay? And want to paint that's not watery and wants to do certain things, that just wants it to behave and look a certain way. And so I have created my audience of people who love the fact that I don't look at other people and go, what do you sell your paint at, Sonia? Sonia, oh my gosh, this coaching that you're doing, you're supposed to sell $1,000 course, okay? Split into 2 payments or one all-time payment of $1,000. And that's what you're supposed to do, because right now the trend is to do high ticket courses, right? To do subscription memberships. All right, I did that. I'm doing my own thing. All right, I'm doing my own thing. I'm blazing my own path. I'm staying in my own lane. I'm doing what I love. I'm passionate every single morning at 8 a.m. getting up chatting with you guys, and I love it. It empowers me. That's why I'm still going here, right? At 8:48, because I love hanging out with you guys. So who cares what anybody else does? But I say that all to say that you set your audience up for like what they will consider paying for you. All right. So if you're trying to build an audience that will appreciate what you're doing and that will pay the cost of shipping, because trust me, I wish I could control shipping. I can only control my costs. The shipping, you can get better rates the more that you do. That's something I've learned in business is the more shipping that you do with a carrier, you can eventually negotiate better rates. That's why my rates have gone down, and I pass that on to my customers because Junk Monkey is growing feverishly. And now because I do more packing and shipping and I'm buying more labels for packages, that's why now I'm able to do free shipping. When you purchase more than $99, Junk Monkey pays your shipping. We still have to pay that shipping, but we do it when we eat that cost, right? But that's all come with time. And so when you're setting up your audience, so yeah, the more you ship, the better rates that you can get. And I'll talk about places where you can look at some shipping coming up here. But basically, build your audience with them knowing that what you're doing is something amazing. It's custom and it's something different. So they're going to be willing to pay that price tag because you got a work of art going on here, right? If I'm just taking a free dresser, a $10 dresser, and you know what, I bought a can of paint and I'm flipping it really, really quick, and all I did was paint and distress it. There's really nothing amazing about it. It's just a classic piece, right? You can take it further from there. But people are, if it's something that's sought after, if it's one of a kind, if I'm really building value into it, people will pay the shipping to get it because it's not going to be easy to recreate this. In fact, I'm the artist. I created this. Another way to build value is, you're building your social proof, you're building your followers and your fan base. And now you have set yourself apart as being something that now people are willing to pay the shipping as well because they see that, you are an amazing artist. They see how much you're growing. They know that your prices are probably going to increase. They know that there's more of a demand on you right now. And honestly, they just want to own something that you've painted. They want to hang something on their wall. They want to have a piece of furniture from you because they know that you have such a massive audience. Do you see how that comes hand in hand as well? Is because now, think about a singer, a musician, anything, an artist, right? When the more well-known they become, more like, wow, desirable to own an original. Something that they've created from their hands, and it came to me, and now I'm such a super fan that I am willing to fork over and pay that shipping, that one-time shipping, because I want this piece. So build value in how you build up your audience, all those things. So building your social media and building your fan base all will help you to sell. There's more eyes on your piece. There's a greater chance that somebody's going to see what you're doing because you have more eyeballs. All right, so somebody's going to go, I will pay that shipping, which increases your amount of sales that you're doing. It all goes hand in hand, right? Pam says it's crazy. It's crazy to thrift. It's crazy to thrift me how it's crazy to think maybe how much people will pay for hand painted furniture pieces. Yes, they will, but not every audience will pay for it. So you have to make sure that you set your audience up, all right, in a way that when they see that price tag, that it feels totally reasonable for them because you've built the value up, right? There are people that will, I mean, just think about stores. There's people that will pay. I have scarves that are $1 at the dollar store. I have a hat that's $1 at the dollar store. All right. Could I go online and could I pay for something similar, $60 for that same hat? Yes, I could. It's just me, the audience, and deciding, do I see enough value there? Right? Is that where I would feel okay buying that hat? Am I going to be able to buy that hat and still have food on the table this week? We just have different audiences, right? That's why you have a Walmart. That's why you have a Target. And then that's why you have the bigger places where you walk into and you go, holy smokes, how much do they want for this? It's just because, right, we have our own pocketbooks. We live our lives certain ways. And there's some of us that will pay a certain amount and some of us that will not. And that's why I say there's a sock for every foot. And we'll all have different audiences. Somebody that connects with us won't connect with somebody else or vice versa, right? We just gravitate to what fits our world. Kim says her friend just sold her dresser for $700. Woohoo! Holy moly. Holy moly. Good deal. Good deal. In the Seattle area. Yes. You can instill as much value as you want into it, but if you don't believe in it, then it's going to be a hard sell for you, right? You got to know that what you have is valuable, is worth it, and you're worth it, right? And you put that out there and you go, nope. If you want it, that's what you got to pay for it. That's what the price is on it, right? And you don't waver. And it will sit there until the right person comes along and goes, I positively have to have it. Barb says too, I am that way too. Can I buy it? Yes. Would I buy it? No, it just depends. But everybody has a different, everybody has different, we just live different ways. And again, the spice of life, right? It's however you want to grow your business. And there are people that will go, there's so many things. Painted furniture has so many different sides to it. There's just so many different ways that you can look at it and how you build your business, right? So, but if you're going to sell things at a higher ticket price, then you know what? You're going to make sure like you go the extra mile. So if you're going to put a high price on something, take time to stage your background, right? Take time to curate your picture. Because remember, you're selling, you're basically, you're selling it at a higher ticket price, and you want the viewer to be able to see that and go, I can picture that already in my hallway. Do some extra steps to bring it to life. That's right, Catherine. Know your worth. Shirley says my rates are low, and sometimes don't ever listen. Okay, I'm writing this down. This is going to be my topic for tomorrow. Shirley just said something that made me think about something. And I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. But yes, know your worth. And she says my area rates are low. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to talk to Shirley and all you guys tomorrow, because she just put me on a really good topic that is so important. So important. Sandy says at the farmer's market, the prices are lower, but he can sell a lot. Yeah. And there's different ways to think about it and how you set up your business. There are people that will buy, just think about it. I don't know. There's a store and there's a can of beans, and that can of beans is $2. And over here, it's 10 cents. Well, this store over here might sell, I don't know, umpteen different cans and even sell more than $2, but they sell higher volume, right? They sell more. It's going out more than this over at can of peas over here, or beans that's sitting for $2, right? One person comes in and picks up this, but I don't know, 100 people are coming in and getting it at this price. So never, ever set your business up like somebody else. Come out of the gate and figure it out as you go, but figure out, who is your ideal client? And that's going to be important, right? And build value as you go. Show up every single day. Show people that you're the expert, and that's why they need to buy from you, right? Be memorable and go out of your comfort zone. Try different things. Figure out what people want. Yes. If you do extra stuff on your pieces, if you're taking the time to do the drawer fronts and you're laying down scented pretty paper on the inside of it, if you changed out all the knobs, you got to, that's all adds up. You got to recoup all your time, all those things, and your time is money. So yeah, absolutely. So just make sure that, yeah, you know your value, and you just pinpoint to yourself, what kind of client, what is my ideal client? Who do I want to sell to? And that will also help you figure out what you're going to talk about on your lives, how you're going to project yourself, right? To be able to connect and engage with a certain type of client so that they're getting what they want, right? We all know, I mean, it's just everywhere in life. There's different price points, and you get what you pay for. You go in somewhere and you can tell the difference, right? There's just differences between price points. But what's really funny is that what makes me laugh, and I'll end on this because we're at 9 o'clock, is that have you ever seen, like this is an example. Have you ever seen the shirt that goes around, and where is it from? It's not the Gap. Oh my gosh, there's another like store, like a trendy store. I think it starts with an A. And there's a painter's shirt, and it looks like a white shirt on a hanger. And it looks like if I took a paintbrush and I just went flick, 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 flick all over it, paint flicks all over it. It looks like a painter's shirt, all right? And it was making its rounds on Facebook for a while. And the cost of that white shirt if you're a painter, you probably have one, not because you tried to make it, but it's authentic. It's the real deal. It ain't pressed in a factory and pretended to have a print on it. You know what I mean? It's the real deal paint, all right? $119. $119 for a white blouse with paint flicked all over it. Like you accidentally got paint on it when you were painting one of your projects, okay? And people will pay that, remember, because it is presented in a different light. It's posed, it's made to be trendy, with some skinny jeans, hands in pockets, and ripped open knees, you know what I'm saying? It can be a trendy thing. So it's all in how you present it, and it's all into your audience as you build. That's what it is. Yes, it is, Lisa. You saw that too, right? Now, I ain't going to pay that. Lisa probably isn't going to pay that, right? Who out here is going to pay $119 for a paint styled shirt? All right. No, we'll just go with the paintbrush later and do it. But to each their own. The spice of life, the sock for every foot. All right. Just decide what sock you want to be. That's all. Because there are people who will support you and will get you and are like you. You think you're the only one, but what you realize is there's a lot more people out there just like you. Oh. So yes. Oh, Shirley got me thinking about something I want to talk to you guys about tomorrow, all about the value piece of it, okay? And about starting off and pricing when you're starting off and all that sort of stuff. That's a whole other topic that I love to talk about. So I'm going to do that. All right. Well, Barb does not tell it goes at 80% off. This is me. This is just me. I walk into the store and I see everything and I'm like, okay, where are the clearance racks? We're beeline it to the clearance racks. I walk past all the stuff up front because that's who I am. I am who I am, right? And so it's okay to say those things, and you end up getting permission. You make it okay for other people to feel okay. Like, yeah, I'm like that too. I totally coupon, right? You develop your own tribe. And that's why it's important to be you and show up and to talk about stuff while you're painting, and just bring little parts of you into it, little parts as you grow. And people get to know you a little bit more, because you will find that people will go, yes, I'm the same way too, right? When you hear people go, me too, holy smokes, that's when you know you made a connection. People go, me too, yes, exactly. See, Lisa, clearance shopper here, right? I'm not the only one. We're a lot alike, guys. Pam says she has spattered jeans, spattered t-shirts, splattered coats. Yes. Yeah, that's right. Pam, you have a whole wardrobe that you can sell, right? So yeah, you have your own audience. They have their own audience. Kim says, I get more pleasure out of doing this. For me, that is the most important thing. And when you first start, you're getting better. You're learning the tips and tricks. You're learning to be the expert. And then what happens is, as you grow, you find ways to monetize your business, right? Because we all start, doing what we love in business. We pick up a paintbrush because we love to do it. And then what comes next in your business, and how you grow and how you take it from hobby to full-on business, where now it's paying your bills. And you're like, wow, I'm able to quit my corporate job, is because there's strategy that comes in. So I'm excited, because you remember how this past week I talked with you about different ways that you can grow your business. I'm going to break down all of them and talk about things that all you guys can do, and pick which one is best for you, and you can implement them as you go, because we're all just a work in progress, right? Day by day. So just do something today that is going to move your business forward, right? The 12-12, and I'll read that again, because if you ever come across it, and if this is ever on trivia, you'll know it, all right? What is the 212 principle? At 211 degrees Fahrenheit, water is hot. It's just hot. But at 212 degrees, it boils. And with boiling water comes steam. And with steam, you can power a train. The 212 principle. Think about that. In business, anyway, keep your pot a-simmering, my friends. And I will see you guys here tomorrow morning. Have a great Sunday. Sandy says a store approached me yesterday. Oh, okay. All right. Nice. Things are happening. I love it. Back at you. Happy Sunday to you, my friend. Have a good one. Do something today for yourself. Get yourself all fueled up and ready to take on the week. Thank you for the banana love, Miss Chris. Thank you, Barbara. And thank you guys for showing up and watching. I love hanging out with you. I truly do. I wouldn't do this if I did not genuinely love it. Love it. So I would love it if you would take a moment to support me as a creator and as your daily business coach, fueling you up with some great daily inspiration so you stay on track, you stay in your lane on the race, and you keep on going. Who cares about anybody else? We're doing our own thing. We got our own dreams. We're like this. We got our own dreams, right? So if you will give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and I would especially love it if you would take a moment to click the share button, the copy link, or the 3 dots, wherever it shows up on your device, and share it with somebody who needs some help growing their business as well. All right, let's just all help each other. Great conversation. Hey, thank you, Maggie. You have a great day, my friend. All right, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Go out there, do something good. See ya.